Hey y'all, what's up? I hope everyone has had a great week this week. This week was very relaxing and better. Smackdown tonight has been one of the better ones in a while. Okay, I think Salt Lake City, like I said, I think I mentioned Salt Lake City. I can't remember if I said Milwaukee or Salt Lake City or both. But those two, Chicago, Brooklyn, always seem to bring hype and stuff like that. Surprisingly, even though they're major cities, they're not thought of as, to me, as like a hype place. But I guess if you got people coming out, they're gonna get their money's worth, especially during this time of year because it's cold as hell. Okay, because I'm in North Carolina. We had a freeze warning because it almost got to freezing. It was like 33 degrees this morning. But so the show started with, I may call them the Timu Bloodline because I said on Twitter, the new Bloodline coming out, Solo coming out, my song coming on. Y'all know my song. So then it shows him coming out, him talking about some Solo, basically Roman and them need to come to terms that he needs to acknowledge him. And basically once that happens, like all of this could be done, they could all run this show in this company for years and years and years and years and years to come. Okay, so after that they leave, then Bianca comes out. Now, I'm on my way leaving the gym because my son and I went to the court to go shoot. I'm listening to this while I'm driving home. Bianca comes out. I'm like, oh, it's my girl, because they had mentioned, I didn't hear who they mentioned with Naomi, but they said Naomi, and then it was like Chelsea and not Chelsea, sorry, Candice and Tiffany. So my brain, I thought it was Bianca and Naomi for the qualifying match for War Games. But then I was like, we having that on Raw next week with two women from Smackdown, which did not make any sense to me. But okay. And I was excited because I was like, I thought that for some reason that qualifying match was, or two of the women's U.S. title qualifying matches was today. But I was like, okay, the women are taking over, you know. Even segments today, two women's matches, two men's matches. So it was Bianca Belair, it was Chelsea Green, and it was Blair Davenport. And people haven't seen really Blair until, except for when she had that little beef with Naomi, and then she teamed up with Unholy Union, and then people were talking about where was Unholy Union. Some people got it confused because they thought that they was at Crown Jewel, and I was like, they weren't at Crown Jewel. The last time we saw them was a little bit after Bash in Berlin, so that had to been what? Crown Jewel was November, Bash, so Bad Blood was October, Bash was what? September. So we probably seen them like maybe a month ago at the latest, maybe probably right before Bad Blood, so right before the beginning of October on TV. So they end up fighting for the qualifying for the U.S. Championship match. Now originally the four people I had in the brackets that were going to win was going to be Candice, Chelsea, Michin, Naomi. I can't remember if two of them is on in the same thing. Oh, excuse me. I think two of them are on the same thing. No, they're not. No, they're not. So B-Fab winning. If B-Fab would have won last week, I wouldn't have been mad at that. Didn't come as a surprise. Low-key kind of surprised to have Bayley win because I suspected like they wasn't probably going to let her initiate and get the title because she's a Grand Slam champion already, the first ever women's one. So I'm like, that'd be nice for her to have, but I wouldn't see her having it as her the first woman to do that. She's always a first something, just like Liv is the first woman to win that Saudi thing. So, and if Naomi wins it, I think she becomes a Triple Crown champion, right? She's never won the Divas Championship, right? She hasn't? Because if she did, she's already a Triple Crown champion. She would have the Divas, the Smackdown, and the Tag Team. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I don't think so. I don't recall her being But they ended up having a pretty good match. People forget about Blair and her smooth set because she hasn't been on TV for a while. But I had to put like remind people like, y'all know Blair won Iron Survivor last year at Deadline, right? Like she was one of the women in Deadline, and surprisingly, she came at like the last minute and won. Cause my money was on. I think Chelsea had just got drafted. Did she just get drafted? I think my money was on Roxanne or somebody else. I think her and Lash, I think. Was Lash in it last year? Now I'm reevaluating my life. But Blair ended up winning. And then, so I'm like, and her gear looked great. Chelsea's gear was kind of giving like lingerie, but it was cute. It was giving like, you know, the fluff and the prettiness and the silk and the like, the relaxation and the sexy like lingerie. That's what it was giving. And then, of course, Bianca was Bianca. So in the middle of them having the match, I think Bianca tried to pin Blair after Chelsea tried to pin Blair. And then Jade was on the card like this. So Bianca went to go help her. And then it ended up being Chelsea and Blair. And then Chelsea hit her with the Unpretty Her, which they say used to be Christian's old move, which I forgot about that. And she ended up winning. So a lot of people like, if Chelsea won the match, she was going to win the whole thing. That's a lot of people's prediction. This is my thing with that. First of all, I'm glad she won the match to move forward because we haven't seen her in a ring. And then most of the matches we have seen her in this year, and I think the past year, and the year before that, she's lost. Maybe except for like 2. Second of all, I could have sworn Bianca had, I thought that part was pre-taped only because I could have sworn I seen Jade in that outfit before. Okay? So I was like, because y'all know I follow her. So I'm like, is this pre-taped? That part, that segment part, and then they just had somebody else ref it to make it look like Jessica's back there helping and stuff like that. And then had an empty ambulance thing for Bianca to get in, you know, for the storyline. But then I said it might not be, that part might not be pre-taped. That part could pretty much be, because a lot of the women I noticed got the sheer bodysuit with the black. Like Tiffany had it one week. I think Cora and Kalani Jordan had it. I think one had a skirt version, one had the pants version. So it must be popular among the girls that are in WWE. Not mad at it, not hating, but I was like, I thought she wore something like that, but I might have got her mixed up with someone else. So then, the segment later, they showed like Naomi, like, oh my God, what happened? She's showing her, and Bayley's there, like, okay, what can we do to help? Because you know, Bayley don't have no beef with Jade. So Bianca comes on and was like, you need to mind your business. This is my tag team partner. And I'm like, wait a minute. First of all, I'm like, Bianca gotta let this hostility go, okay? Like, to me, it doesn't make sense that you are having mutual agreement or cool with EO, but you don't rock with Bayley, and they was both in the same group. Like, girl, we gotta fix the other thing. Not unless y'all were like cool prior to, which I don't know the story because I didn't watch prior to April of 2022. I watched like bits and pieces of segments and stuff on YouTube, but that's it. Like today I ended up watching the first ever Elimination Chamber in 2002. And Booker T was like, somebody gonna get hurt. And then they show like everybody bleeding and RVD Shin getting messing up hitting Triple H's neck, and then God dang it, Shawn Michaels ended up winning the title, which back then the EC was to win the title on the spot. It wasn't for the other match on WrestleMania, which was a cool way to do it. But I think it was Jim Ross, JR, who said something like it gives this element from Survivor Series, this element from SummerSlam, this element from WrestleMania, this element from Royal Rumble. And I sat there and was like, you know what? It do give that. And I said, and that's why Survivor Series and Elimination Chamber are my favorite PLEs of the year. My favorite. Like, the rest of them are cool. And we get the surprises and stuff like that. WrestleMania is cool because it's 2 nights, and the second night is always the big whoa. I'm like, those 2 are my favorites, okay? If I had to pick a third, it'd be Money in the Bank, without question. But, so she got in the ambulance and went away. So then, it was supposed to be LA Knight versus Santos. So LA Knight come out in his 90-star red gear, right? And Santos come out with the crew and his poncho and stuff like that. And before that, like, right, I think after he came out, Shinsuke does his promo in Japanese. I miss these promos. You hear me? So, because I ask every week, when is he coming back? When is he coming back? So, he did his promo, and when LA was watching, Santos tried to sneak some hits in, and the ref was like, all right. So then they wrestle. Right when they're wrestling, Shinsuke comes out into the entryway. So I'm like, what? So then he comes out, right? And then when he comes out, LA Knight ends up winning. Elektra Lopez looks great. The outfit looks cute. Okay. He ends up winning. Shinsuke comes out and starts beating LA Knight. So I'm like, when are we getting this match? Okay. Starts beating him, then walks off. And I was like, you know, I'll be tweeting this stuff. So I was like, he do look like a Jedi. Because somebody was like, he's giving Jedi. And I said, he do. And I was like, Shinsuke crazy as hell. But I was like, in a good way. Like, he is one of my favorites. Okay. I got a lot of favorites. It might be half the roster. But like, when it comes to like personas and gimmicks, this one of him doing his promos in Japanese and over there stalking people and stuff, like him being local, that's one of my favorite ones in the past year and a half. His has been one of my favorites. Okay. So then Johnny talks to Motor City Machine Guns about last week and tried to apologize for Ciampa and stuff like that. And he was like, well, how about we give Ciampa what he wants so he could stop basically parading around here being angry, and we do a tag team match. And Motor City was like, I hear you, but because Ciampa messed up the match for Street Profits, I feel like they need a rematch. So Street Profits is like, basically, you heard what he said. Yeah. Like, you heard what he said. And they was like, after we beat your boy, like, we come in to finish what we started. And then I think Dawkins was like, you know, he's like, that's your tag partner. He's like, be careful. I think he was telling them, Motor City Machine Guns, about Johnny too, because he was like, snakes hide in grass or something like that. He was like, what does that mean? That means basically you are who you associate yourself with, okay? You hide with somebody that turn, and he's out in the open with it, basically is what he's saying. You're a snake because it makes it seem like, you could be a snake because it makes it seem like you're cool with them and stuff like that. And the whole time you out here getting intel and gaining their trust to turn on Motor City Machine Guns, and you and Ciampa are going to become a heel as DIY. That's what he's saying, okay? Like, in layman's terms. So then Nick Aldis comes up and talks to Nia about Jade, like, who did it? What do you think done it? And Nia was like, I've seen her helping Candice and Tiffany with their match. Like, I ain't got time for that, and I want to beat her in War Games. So then he catches up with Cody, and Cody was like, I'm about to go out here because you said we doing a face-to-face next. Like, I'm about to go out here. So fourth wall all broken. Okay? So then Cody comes out with that windbreaker on. I said, first of all, when he started having windbreakers, second of all, I like the front. I don't like the back. Like, that American Nightmare is huge across the way. Like, the front is very much given Dream Team Olympics. Okay? That red, black, and I think it's because it's the flag colors. But that's all I could think about is that picture with the Dream Team Michael and them, like, waving stuff with them windbreakers on. Was it them or was it the 96? Olympic team. One of them had windbreakers on. One of them. I can't remember. I can't remember if it was the Atlanta, the team in Atlanta 96 or the team 92. I think they were in Barcelona when they did Olympics in 92. But I didn't like the back. So she comes out here and was like, don't worry, KO might not have showed up, but he's coming. So he tells Cody to come out or whatever. I mean, not Cody, KO to come out. KO comes out from the side. KO. This is what I'm talking about, his dry humor. Because I was cracking up. Because he said, I'm so pissed right now. I came out here dressed up and you ain't got one of them politicians too. So first of all, KO had on a tuxedo shirt. If that's his version of dressed up, I am crying. Because I was like, wait, what? So then Cody was talking about like what was going on and stuff like that, what was happening and things like that. And KO was like, I'm gonna tell you why I'm pissed. He basically gave him a rundown. And he's like, for 4.5 years, I've been fighting him foot and nail and tooth, getting beat up, getting cheated out with titles, even helped you fight him in WrestleMania 39 to win. And they did dethrone him, and Sammy did dethrone the Usos. For you to come back and team up with Roman and do all of that. So I'm like, to be fair, KO definitely has a point. Like, he's not the bad guy in this situation, other than him hurting Randy. He's in that when his points are very much valid. Okay, so then Cody comes back and is like, look, he was like, I know. Well, he's like, I did what I had to do, what I felt like was right at the time. And Roman asked me, and I was like, did Roman ask him? Because I don't remember. Like, I'm reevaluating my life. Like, I remember they had that whole Avengers promo on the Georgia Tech field, and he was talking about you in my way in life. I don't never remember Roman asking him. Like, I thought it was just like a mutual signing of a contract with Nick. But I don't think either one of them asked each other. They just helped each other when each person was in the ring. So, okay. But, so, Cody went on to go tell KO, like, you basically mad at yourself. Like, you doing all this. He said, no. He said, you find a new way to become a victim. Okay? He was like, nobody sabotages KO more than Kevin sabotages KO. And I was like, yeah. And he said, because how about Bash in Berlin? He said, you could have won and got the title. He said, but he basically tried to prove that he was a good guy and didn't want to injure him, Cody, any further to prove a point for him not to win the title. I said, now this is me, personally. Friend or not, if I'm here to get a title, I know I'm going to be on the champion schedule, and I don't know if I'm going to be in more PLEs, if it's more bonus checks or whatever that's coming with it. But if I'm getting up for a championship, I'm doing whatever I can that's not going to seriously put you out, but it's going to injure you enough that I'm going to win. So if I knew you was over here limping, I'm going to kick it good enough where I can pin you long enough to get to count the three. But I ain't going to kick you hard enough where you going to be out for 9 months, if that makes sense. That's just like when I'm a ball player. That's just like if I'm playing against my best friend and I'm going for a championship. I don't care if I got to defend you to the walls, fall off. If I'm doing all like this and I accidentally elbow you, I apologize after the game. But I'm here to get this dub. Like, what we doing? That's why he looking like, what are we doing? Okay, so then after that, KO was like, I think Cody was like, you ain't got to worry about it next time, whether it's this Friday, Survivor Series, after Survivor Series. He said basically let you know you got one coming. It's gonna be brutal. Like, I ain't about to play with you. We got, and then he took off the windbreaker and took it off so ferociously that some of his shirt ripped. And I said, wait a minute. So KO had said something. He said, I don't hate Randy. I love Randy. He said, I hate you. And walked away. And Cody was like, no, you hate yourself. So KO was about to come back. And he turned around and was like, no, I ain't about to do that to you. Because he said, I'm going to do this match when I'm ready to do this match on my terms. So whenever this match is going to happen, it's going to be a good match. So there's been predictions out there that KO's going to win. Then him and Randy are going to come back and go for it. Randy's going to win. And then Randy's going to fight Cena at WrestleMania. And then Randy's going to retain because, you know, Cena's going to retire. And then Cody's going to get his belt back because Randy is one of Cody's dream people that he wants to fight for the title. He never said that he had to have the title to win. I mean, for the fight to happen. He just said when people that was on his list was like LA Knight, Randy, and I think it was AJ Styles, but I think he already fought AJ. Yeah, because this was after WrestleMania. So this was before Bash and all that. So he done already fought, I think, LA, and he fought AJ. So it's just a rematch with KO, and then it's Randy. So I was like, I ain't never think of that. My thought was, KO get it. I don't know what's going to happen when he gets it. Okay? He fight the bloodline, whatever. Randy come back. Randy will get it. Become a 15-time champion if they want him to. And then Cody will fight Randy for it. And Cody gets it back. But when Cody gets it back, I don't see him having it for long. Only because if the bloodline has stipulations where if Roman and them lose, they all have to become one bloodline and join solo, or they have two bloodlines, whatever the case may be. You can't be tribal chief or head of the table and you ain't got no gold. So whether it's Randy, KO, or Cody that gets it, somebody gonna have to lose to somebody in the bloodline. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So then it ended up being Naomi and Bayley. I was calling them Bakeries Matter. Versus the Pixies of the Universe. Because Candice versus Candice and Tiffany. Because, you know, Tiffany calls herself the center of the universe. It was Nick called her Poisonous Pixie. Globe Model is cute. Globe Model was cute. I saw that and heard that. But Bakeries Matter to me was the first thing that came to my mind because all I could see was that thing behind them. But anyways, so they end up fighting. They come out. The girls come out with Nia. So when they come out, they do their thing. Great match. And then, you know, Tiffany shows off her gymnastic skills and does all that. And eventually, Nia pulls Naomi out of the ring and sabotages the match and causes it to, you know. So then after that, all three of them are beating up on two of them. So then EO comes out. This is the surprising part. So I'm like, is EO part of Damage Control? Because I'm so confused right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they were a faction 2 years ago, no, even last year, when they had added Kairi Sane and Dakota was injured or out there because they did 4 vs. 4 last year. Even the year before that, when they were part of that Damage Control, all of them were there. So even with EO being part of this Damage Control, why isn't Dakota and Kairi Sane there? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it her by herself? And then the fact that she comes out and helps Bayley and Naomi. And I mean, Naomi because she's on her team, but Bayley, you're also helping Bayley because they're on the tag team. That to me is crazy. Like, y'all basically turn on her and then help her. Like, do you feel remorseful about what happened now for y'all to separate yourselves? Then, okay, so then after all of that happens, Bianca can't help. So Liv and Raquel come out. Okay. I don't think Raquel wear nothing but black. So Crazy and Cool come out, Liv and Raquel. Liv looks great. All of them look great. So then Rhea comes out. I said, oh, okay. Rhea comes out with the black face mask. I like that one better than the clear because it matches what she got. You know, she mainly wears black. Comes out with the kendo sticks, beat the hell out of Raquel, gets Liv, gets Candice. She gets Raquel first because moves out the way. Liv looked nervous as hell. So then that ended up being it. And this at the time they was like, Jade might not be here. 9 times out of 10, Jade's on vacation. So I'm like, if Bayley don't join the girls, which would be even more conflict because now we're like, it's Io and Bayley in the same side. And then you got Bianca and Bayley, what I've always said. I was like, definitely, I thought Charlotte off the jump. Before the altercation and Io and them came to help Bayley and Naomi, I thought it was going to be Charlotte, was going to be the other girl. Then when Bayley was there, I was like, that makes sense. Because to me, I was like, Bayley being in the mix makes more sense than Io being in the mix. Like, I know you're up for the women's championship, but there's no reason for you to be in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't make sense to me. So then I was like, it could be Shotzi. Because people are like, well, the women could come back next year. And I was like, very much true. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, it's been 9-10 months already that we on month 11. Okay? The injury happened, December? I don't know if she got the surgery. When she get the surgery? January? So, if you count 10 months from there, that's this month. I don't know what Shotzi got hers either. I think they got injured around the same time. All of them got injured around the same time. Them two. And I think Asuka got injured a little bit later after them, like in February, March. Was she in Elimination Chamber? I know she was in the Rumble. Was she in Elimination Chamber? No, she was. I don't think so. No, she got injured after WrestleMania because she was in WrestleMania against the Big Three. She got injured after that. So if it's going to take her 8 months, she's not coming back probably till maybe at the earliest the Rumble. But I think Shotzi and if we count time-wise, I think Shotzi and Charlotte are clear. So for me, I thought Charlotte off the rip. But then when I saw the altercation, I was like, Bayley makes the most sense. To me, if Jade was still going to be there, Jade the Big Three with Rhea and then Bayley made the most sense to me. Like, Io getting in the mix it still don't make sense to me, but I know the match is going to be good because last year her going all the way to the top and then putting that trash can on her and falling, that's crazy. Like, there's no way in hell. I don't know how much she got paid for that match. Whatever she got paid for that match, they should have doubled it after that move. Because, listen, there's no way, okay? So then after that, it ended up being Montez versus Ciampa. A good match. Montez had took over the first part, did his frog splash, all that. I think he jumped out of the ring the second time. Ciampa caught him, slammed him up against the announcer tables with Cole and Corey. And excuse me. And eventually Montez ended up winning that match. Okay, so I will say this about the Salt Lake City crowd before I finish. We wasn't even 2 minutes into the match. They was OTC. They was loud. They was live. I was jealous a little bit, especially towards the end and the Rhea part, but especially towards the end. And then the show was excellent. Okay, like that's the kind of show I want to see when they come to Charlotte. But it's Raw. But I want that same energy. Okay, so because Charlotte got to redeem itself. It got to redeem itself. And it's the week before my son's birthday. But when I went in October 2022, it was not it. And I want to redo Charlotte. And that's the only show I think in North Carolina. They only been in North Carolina. I think they did Charlotte and... No, they did Raleigh. And they did Greensboro. Because Raleigh was March. Greensboro, I think, was May. Because I bought tickets to both. If I recall. Or January and March. Or something like that. I can't remember if they did Charlotte. But they didn't do, like, certain cities in North Carolina twice this year. I think they did that last year. Or they had a couple house shows. Like, they had Charlotte, Raleigh, and then they did, like, a house show in Fayetteville. So they always hit 3 cities in North Carolina, but it's never, like, come back. Yeah, so Montez ends up winning. Ciampa ends up getting frustrated, which caused him to get even more frustrated because he loses. He ends up beating up Montez after the match. So then Dawkins comes out and starts hamming away at Ciampa, boxing him, okay? Like he was at the Jake Paul Tyson fight, okay? Start boxing him. Johnny comes out like, what's happening? What's going on? He pushes him, gets up on him. Then something happens. Ciampa's end up fighting him again or whatever. Pushes Johnny. Motor City Machine Guns comes out. Then Ciampa gets out the ring scared. It's like, whose team are you on? Whose team are you on? I'm like, bro, boy, you out of pocket. First of all, if I would have had to do aggression versus aggression, I would have had Dawkins versus Ciampa. First of all, that just because of the aggression level. But I love Montez Ford. And I've been watching, like I said, I started rewatching 2 years ago. And I've said multiple times in videos that since the Elimination Chamber, which I didn't even know Bianca made hers his year until I watched Love in WWE in February, that he could have went for a singles run after that. So I follow someone on Twitter. A lot of y'all probably know who it is. Lovely LeRae, and she had mentioned that, and she did like a whole voice thing of why. And some of the stuff that she said was some of the stuff that I said, but then she had even more valid points. And I said, I didn't even think of that. But hell, that make it better. Like, push this nigga. Like, okay? Because, yeah, he needs to be elevated. He has star written all over him. Star written all over him. And he's so good that he instantly could go into promo mode. Like, it's so effortless with him that he could be talking to you and spitting a promo and you wouldn't even know it's a promo. He's done it on the bump. He's done it on the backstage Smackdown interviews. He's done it on the Pivot podcast with him and his wife. He's done it on, God dang it, what's that podcast I was watching with him and his wife was on? And he gave him a wrestling name and a move. I think it was called Emergency or something was the wrestling name. But he did a whole promo with him too. And I'm like, this, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's only select few people. And he's one of my favorites on the mic, I think I put. Like, when I was like, top 5 promos. Now Jacob is here. I got to change that list. But I think I've had like him, Woods, Seth, Miz. Him, Woods, Seth, Miz. And it was somebody else. I don't count Shinsuke because that's the whole production for me. Like, it's great. But it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, he does his, it's like, it's so great, but it's not like on the mic. It's, you know, pre-recorded and all that. Now, honestly, I need to put Gunther on that list because the last few have been alright. But it's another person that was on there and I can't think of them. But yeah, but Montez is definitely on there. He is definitely on that list. This is current day. This is not like past people. This is people that's on the main roster. Well, guys on the main roster. So, yeah, so next week we're supposed to get the Street Profits versus Motor City Machine Guns. We'll see how that goes. I think we're getting LA Knight versus Shinsuke. We'll see how that goes. I think, if not, it'll be good to have it Survivor Series to be his comeback match, his first match. I think we're also getting Naomi versus, dang, who is she supposed to, who did say she was fighting? I forgot who you supposed. I think it was maybe Candice, and then it's supposed to be Piper versus Michin versus a mystery person. So to me, that's either Shotzi or Charlotte. Okay, because I'm the only two women that was on the roster that ended up being drafted that have not been in a match. And whatever the prediction is, my prediction is Michin winning. I hope that it's not Charlotte coming back and they automatically give her the win so she could win this title like they did when Ronda's contract was up, and then she beat Ronda in that match 2 years ago in 2 minutes. I was pissed off. Like, you could have gave it to anybody else on that roster sheet that's been working all year, and you gonna wait till homegirl come back. Like, I was pissed. I was pissed. I like all these 50-11 girls that's been here that's come up on a, like, you Charlotte, okay? The queen is always gonna be the queen. No hating. You gonna be the queen with or without the, you know what I'm saying? Even her promo when before Bianca ate her up, she said, I'm a champion whether I got the title or not. She said, are you a champion? And that's when Bianca came out. I was like, I'm the longest reigning champion of this modern area. I said, okay. Let her know. But I'm like, but you know what I'm saying? Like, people going, Charlotte don't need that elevation. It's basically what I'm saying. I feel like I said, my 4 was who it is, but I really feel like if Michin does not win this, it needs to be Chelsea. And if Chelsea wins this, Michin should be the next champion. And I'm only saying that because these women have the skill set, the move set, the promo set to eat this thing out of the park. I truly believe that this year has been the year for both of them. And I promise, whoever wins, and I don't even care who's in the next match. Who's in the next one? Because Candice just fought. Oh, Naomi might win. But honestly, Naomi honestly wasn't on my radar until people was naming like top 3. My top, and I honestly forgot about Chelsea. No shade. It wasn't no shade. It was just like my brain was scattered. My brain was Michin 100%. And if she wins that U.S. title, I'm probably going to tear up. I ain't even going to lie. So, then, what you looking for? Yours is in your book bag. We go through this every day. So, so then the new bloodline comes out, then the old bloodline come out. And then when I see Roman, I'm like, did they add more pyro to his music after his music? But then I'm like, okay. So, you know, all the phones is out because they show on the camera. Everybody got their OG bloodline shirts except for Sammy. Sammy has a Sammy Uso shirt. And it's not even Honorary Uso no more. It's just Sammy Uso. So he done graduated, y'all. Okay. So he come out and Solo's comes out and was like, basically, we don't have to do this. I love all 4 of y'all. I still do. This, that, and the third. Bronson, like I said earlier, or I might not have said, he looks good with them. He looks great. And people, this is the thing. This how you know some of y'all a little slow. Because somebody was like, how is he not Samoan? He's from Australia. First of all, Australia's over there in Oceania area over there, Pacific Island, over there, Pacific Ocean. A lot of Samoans either moved there or like originated in their island and probably moved there after, or people migrate, whatever the situation is. But how you gonna tell somebody that because they're Australian that they're not Samoan? That's crazy as hell. That's like someone telling me because I'm American, I don't have African descent. Like what? Like that's what I was like. You can be from somewhere and be a part of a different culture, be part of both cultures. He's probably born and raised in Australia or New Zealand and Australia, because they sisters or cousins. They right next to each other, and have Samoan heritage and descent and blood going through his veins. Like what? So the same, just same like I tried to do Dakota Kai. Okay, like let them live. If that's what they are, that's what they are. Y'all be trying to tell people what they are. Okay, that's like when y'all argue about Vice President Kamala. Half of y'all said she wasn't black, half of y'all said she wasn't any. She could be mixed. Just like y'all try to argue with about The Rock back in the day, talking about he not black. Cause he got a peanut butter color. It's black people come in different shades of hues, okay? He's half black, half Samoan. Like, y'all gotta get off of it. It's 2024. First of all, we are proud of people's different heritages and all this other stuff. It shouldn't matter what heritage they are anyway, not unless it like comes up in conversation or they're celebrating something or something like that, and you just want to know because you're inquisitive or like learn about different cultures or whatever. But the fact that y'all think that someone should be one thing or someone is just one thing, or you don't have a mind expanded to think that, oh, I could be Irish and be born in the United States, or I could be Italian and be born. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. When Rhea said, and she mentions this a lot, not a lot, but often, that she's Italian, but she's Australian, that threw me for a second. Not because I didn't believe it, but because I've never heard of an Italian Aussie. That's why. Like, and I know, I have a friend that lives in Australia, and she's an expat, and there's a lot of expats there. But most of the expats there, like a good percentage of them are from like England. Like if they're from Europe. So that threw me. I'm not negating the fact that she's not. You know what I'm saying? She said her grandma is, but it was just like, that was a new one for me. Because I've never heard of that. But I'm not negating it. So they come out, they say what they say, and I think before Roman says something, Paul says, ladies and gentlemen, as soon as he said that, the scream I scrumped, okay? I screamed so loud. My son said, why are you screaming? I said, Paul is back. And he was like, he said what he said. And he said, I'm on basically a different type of beat. I've been put through tables. I've been basically dealing with this trauma with Solo and all this other stuff. And people kept saying it's Brock Lesnar. I'm like, that man ain't coming back. If he come back, it's not going to be for some years, first of all. Second of all, he had a beef with Roman, I think, for a minute. So and then Roman stole Paul from him. So there's no way in hell that he's coming to join him for no War Games. He would come join Cody for War Games, even though he flipped on him and they had them 3 matches and then Cody ended up winning and he ended up shaking Cody's hand in the ring. He'll come do that before he come with Roman. But there's no way in hell Brock is coming to help Roman with no war games. Like, y'all was bugging. So, yeah, so he said, well, he was like, there's not 4 people or something like that. And he was like, there's going to be 5. And then the music broke. And then CM Punk come out and I said, oh, first of all, I was surprised because when did we last see him? Was it bad? We last saw him Bad Blood. So it's been a month and a half that he's been gone. Okay? It don't even seem like that long ago because time goes by so fast. But it's been a month and a half he's been gone. He looks great. He done been out most of this year, low key. Like, after the Rumble, he injured himself. He was out. And then even after, I think he was in a couple matches or taunting in a couple matches. Then he had a couple with Drew and then came back. So if he's okay, maybe Drew will come back soon eventually. But Drew has to find someone, a new person to get fixated on. Because before CM Punk came back, he was fixated on Jay for the whole year. And then, so he came out. As soon as he came out, he was wrapping his hand. And he starts stealing off. And it was 5 versus 5. And then it's like, Roman was like, what are you doing here? And they looking at it. And people are like, how is it going to be Punk? Him and CM Punk, him and Roman only like each other. So I'm like, do they not like each other for real in real life? I don't know the story behind that. Okay, I know the 2 people I do know for sure, and they are vocal about it. Did not hide it, was Drew and Kobe Lopez, or Seth don't like him. So I'm like, was Seth and Roman being so close? Maybe that feeling is mutual with Phil or CM Punk. But I was like, I don't know, for one. But 2, people's like, why not Seth? It makes sense with it makes sense because Bronson's there. But I'm like, I think Seth wants his own spotlight match with Bronson. He doesn't want to share it. He's done the War Games thing. He basically he's right about putting his body through WrestleMania, to help dethrone Roman. Why would he help him build him back up and become an egotistical maniac, which I 100,000% agree with, okay? Because I wouldn't do it either. But I'm saying, so then people are like, well, maybe this is the reason, this is the way for the stuff with Seth and Punk to simmer more, because then Seth will see that Punk teamed up with Roman. Okay, that's another layer of hate. And then after he gets done with Bronson, they could have their little match that they were supposed to have at WrestleMania last year. I guess at WrestleMania this year, but without a title. I don't know. I don't know what's going to go on with that. And then a lot of people are mad because, they did that double taping and people was like, the spoilers of Seth, and they thought that was going to happen and stuff like that. And I was like, that's why I don't pay attention to stuff that happens or stuff that people see and they be like, oh, next week's stuff. And I saw a video on YouTube of how it's actually like done, and somebody went to the Raw double taping. And I was like, that's crazy. That's crazy. So they was like, even though they're at the double taping, they still have to watch the show the next week because it's a lot of missing parts, like the promos and the clips and stuff like that. And then they just have matches back to back. So it's kind of like watching a whole bunch of dark matches. And then they tell the audience to scream, Lillian Garcia, and then boo. And it's like, I guess it's for the sound bites, for like the backstage promos that they're going to put up and all this other stuff, which is none of my business. And then I guess they move some people from the back to the front, or the people that leave, they have some people come to the front. But I was like, because they was like, why would you leave? It's a double taping. I'm like, first of all, it's a Monday night. Like, what you mean? I don't care if the show originally started at 7:30. Because, like, Monday, shows start at 7:30. The first, like, match, I think they used to have, like, 2 matches. And then this Raw comes on. And then you was out of there at 11:30. Because, you know, Cody or Rhea, somebody will talk. Or whatever. But I'm like, it's still a school night and a work night. I'm talking about why they're not leaving a double taping. If it was me and I'm paying tickets, I might be excited. Like, if they didn't have school Tuesday, to see a double taping. But I know my son, after a while, after them 2 hours, he gonna be ready to go. Okay, I'll be ready to go. I had to talk him in the stand when we had Raw the last time. He was ready to go. He was ready to go into it. I'm like, Pooh, we gotta wait. It's not over. I'm like, if it's not something after, and then it was late, so it's his bedtime. He used to be in bed and sleep by a certain time at the time. So I'm like, but I can't wait to see what's going to happen next week. I don't care if it's double taping. If Utah keeps up the energy they had, for the most part, because it was pretty quiet when Santos came out. And it was kind of quiet when LA Knight came out, but not so much. So we'll see what happens. I know it's going to be a lot of interference from both brands this Monday and then next Friday. So, yeah, I can't wait to see what happens. I want to see what happens, especially with the Shinsuke thing. Oh, I don't know if I said that. I was like, yeah, I did say something about the car. I think I did say something about the car when Jay was like that. Because I was like, with the outfit, and I was like, how much money does WWE have spend to waste to either rent a car out and then destroy it and have to pay for it, or to pay for a car to get it destroyed? Like, that's crazy. All for a bit. Second of all, I'm like, so now Heyman have brought out Punk, right? Whose wise man is he? Is he Punk's, like, right-hand man again? His advisor, whatever, his manager? Or is he Roman's wise man again? Because you know he was with both. So is he going to go back and forth from SmackDown to Raw and try to do both? Or is he just, like, what is we doing with that? That was my main question. Because I was like, this is nice, but I'm still confused. I need some context. Like, I want to know what happens after Survivor Series. Where is Paul going? Is he going to do the Monday Night Raw thing? Or is he going to do the SmackDown thing? Okay? Like, what is happening here? That's the questions I want to know. Okay? Because I'm very much invested in that part of the story. Because if he turns his back and goes with Punk, this would be like when he left and went to Brock. How we doing that? And then what's going to happen if either side of the bloodline wins? You see what I'm saying? What's going to happen with the other people? That's what I want to know. And me being so used to Jay wearing blue, first it took me a while for him to get used to him wearing blue, because I was used to the red or the black or the white. But I was like, I got used to it. As long as it wasn't that Carolina blue, I hate it. But now him wearing that red again, I'm so used to him wearing blue. It's weird. And then it's also weird to me because he wearing the opposite color on the opposite brand. Like, he wore blue on Raw, which is the red brand. And now you wear red on SmackDown, which is the blue brand. That throws me off too. Especially if I'm real tired and I'm not paying attention, or like, you know, I don't know what day of the week is because my days be running together. Even though I'm watching SmackDown, I sometimes still don't know. Then I'll be confused, like, when I look at certain people and what they got on, I'll be like, what? And then when the stars cross, I'll be real confused. But this is the time of year, like I said, where the stars from Raw and SmackDown cross each other's paths. From Survivor Series, it really starts. From Survivor Series all the way to WrestleMania. And then after that, we'll get a tiny bit of structure in between, like on Mondays and Fridays, we'll get a tiny bit of structure. But you know, like the Royal Rumble, not really the Royal Rumble, but like the EC, maybe the Royal Rumble, and then this is Survivor Series, and then leading up to WrestleMania, we have crossovers. So then you don't be knowing who on what brand and be confused. I don't know. But what time is it? It's 11:07. I was tired earlier. I don't know if I'm still tired. I don't know if I'm not tired anymore or if I'm just too tired to go to sleep. But I'm about to log off. My son has basketball practice in the morning. Okay, I'm about to get off this couch, go upstairs. So before I fall asleep on the couch, because I've done that the past 2 weeks, and then wake up in the morning night and go to my room. But you guys enjoy your night, enjoy your weekend, stay warm out here, and I'm sending all you guys well wishes, especially if you're dealing with seasonal depression, or if this is the time of the year when you feel the most lonely because you might not associate with certain friends and family no more, or you're far away and can't afford to go home, or if you lost people around this time of year, because that sucks too, especially people that are like matriarchs and patriarchs of your family, or you're real close with it, like I have. I hope you guys enjoy your night, the rest of your night, tomorrow, Saturday, the whole week. Okay, love you all. Bye.